Last time on Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Came from the fountain patio. Let's go, Miles. It's gonna be K. Oh, no. No. You know, there's a dead guy on the floor, and I'm more worried about the fact that Larry is here. Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome back to Edgeworth Investigations 2. I have had the most energy I have had in, like, months. I can't even tell you how great it feels to be sitting here and recording. So a few things have happened between episodes for those of you watching in the future, and probably for those of you in the current who haven't been keeping up with what's been going on with the channel. I got a new audio setup, so now I can both see the screen better, and I probably sound a little better too. So I'm very happy with that. It's been working great ever since I got it fixed up. Very excited about that. Other things. I've been having like a weird issue with my hearing. And, it's been kind of hard coming to terms with it, because it's not like deathly or anything, or it's not like I even lost hearing, it's just like annoyances that a lot of people don't have to deal with, and I'm still, acclimating to, and that caused, like, my past 5 recording sessions with this game, or at least attempts, to be sitting here in complete frustration, like, I can't do this. I can't talk over this. It's just too much. And, I think I'm doing well enough to finally sit down and record some more Edgeworth. So, excuse me if I forget some of the things that happened in the past episode. But anyways, very excited to continue. Let's go. April 2nd, 12:05 p.m. Zodiac Art Gallery. You guys were talking to me in the last episode, and you're like, do you really not know the Zodiacs or how to pronounce them? Well, I've seen them, and I've read them in several pieces of media, but it's never been something I've had to pronounce out loud or have... She said it would only be a 10-minute recess. Oh, great, my first sentence in voice crack. Here we go. That's how we know it's gonna be good. They sure are taking awfully long time. Wait, who's that? Oh, it's the best. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Trust me, no one was waiting. Prosecutor DeBest presents Miss Delicia Scones. Yes, see, you called, so here I am. It is I, Delicia Scones, with my own music. The pharmacist who makes delicious drugs. Well, you can call me Miss Delicious. And you can call me Mr. DeBest. Wait, Bestest. Oi, nice to meet you, bestie. They've gone straight to nicknames. That boy. He reminds me of someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory's son. Yesy, nice to meet you, Miley. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his accent entirely. Could you please not call me Miley? Meeting Greggy's boy. I guess it's a sign of that I'm getting old. How old is this woman? Sebastian, isn't there something you'd like to ask Miss Pharmacist? Oh, right, yeah. Miss Delicious, could you tell us the reason why you came to the art gallery? Yesy, I came to see the curator, Katie. I've been friends with her for 18 years, so I visit her quite often. Is it true, Miss Pharmacist? Oh my god, we have the same exact voice. Isn't this amazing? I know it's amazing. That you also assisted in the treatment of Mr. Gustavia. Gustaviavia. I guess you could say that, although I only made the antidote for the doctor. Wow, you made the antidote on the spot? Yeah, see, as long as I have the right ingredients, I can make any drug easily. The infirmary here is well equipped, you see. Instead of sending him to the hospital in critical condition, we treated him right away. I did all I could do, the rest depends on his body's ability to recover. Do you know the victim, Miss Delicious? Yesy. I'm getting really tired of saying yesy already. Although it's been 18 years since I last saw him. I only knew that he had become a world-famous pastry chef. Huh? Is the victim that famous? I heard on the news that he had won a competition for designing desserts. That reminds me, I do remember him mentioning something about studying design in Zhangfa. I'm surprised you can remember that. Now, let's get down to business. Miss Pharmacist, are you familiar with the drug Megatoxin X? Yeah, see, it's the drug that's used to kill those things. It's mega effective. Because the effects are so potent, it's not available to the general public. What are those things you are referring to? Oh, by the way, I was looking up something on Edgeworth. I'm just saying this before I forget, not to break the flow of the conversation here. But apparently the reason this game didn't get localized is because the team that made Edgeworth Investigations, who, I guess, in general consensus, are better writers than the main Ace Attorney team, are separate teams from the Ace Attorney team. And while the main Ace Attorney team is still, for the most part, I imagine, together, the team that made this game, as soon as they were done making it in Japan, they dispersed, and that caused like a scheduling issue, and they just couldn't translate it. So, big thanks to whoever did. I don't know them by username, but you've done a great job thus far. Not that I can speak Japanese, but I haven't seen a typo yet, which is more than I can say for most Ace Attorney games. It's a drug for vanquishing the creatures that strike fear into the heart of a lady. The ones that often infest the kitchens and the like. I think I know what she's talking about. So, Miss Pharmacist, may I ask you one more thing? Do you know what happens when you mix normalium with fatalium? Yeah, see, I know. It's even written on the warning label for Megatoxin X, hazardous when mixed. When the two drugs are mixed together, a chemical reaction occurs and a gas is released. Inhaling a large amount of this gas can cause breathing difficulties and even death. Well, I mean, usually death can be a resolution to breathing difficulties. Either you continue breathing from then on or you don't. From the amount of poison gas Gusty breathed in, I think, there was probably at least 500 milliliters of each chemical in the gas. As expected of a pharmacist, she's very well informed. Normalium is an adhesive liquid that becomes hot as soon as heat is applied. It's also has a red color and a minty fragrance due to its low cost. It's used everywhere. Fatalium is white, watery liquid. That's enough for now. As expected of a pharmacist. You're very knowledgeable. Oh, they're gonna try pinning on her super hard, aren't they? Yes, see, of course I am. Megatoxin X is one of the chemicals that the company I work for produces. Oh, but not just anyone has access to it. It's so potent as a poison that it couldn't be sold to the public after all. Thank you. I think that's all I need to hear. Does Judge Courtney suspect her? What is she hiding behind that smile? The gates of hell. Oh, Flatfoot, have you made progress in the investigation or something? Yeah, let me tell you. The glass cases that contain the sculptures can be opened by a mechanism in the lid. What strange cases? Oh, by the way, some of you guys are asking, or I saw one person ask, why does Gumshoe have the voice he currently does? Because a lot of you guys haven't been watching since, I don't even remember, I don't think Gumshoe was in Apollo, was he? He may have been. But, someone was wondering how I gave Gumshoe the voice he has. That's actually the voice I gave Sid, which is a detective from Gravity Rush, and now all the detectives in all my games have the same exact voice. What strange cases? The temperature in the cases can be lowered to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so apparently one of you guys told me it's pronounced Pisces, actually, instead of Piscus. I know it's probably very wrong, but Pisces it is. I'll try to remember that. Was set to 27 degrees Fahrenheit, so my hand nearly got stuck to the ice. Good thing it didn't. So then, from the lid of the Pisces case, we detected a slight trace of normalium. Not bad. Wow. That's the first person I've seen Sebastian be nice to this whole time. Huh? If the normalium was in the glass case at a temperature of 20 degrees Fahrenheit, then it would have been frozen to the lid. Really? So, what happened? Mr. DeBest, why don't we try borrowing the power of Kay's little thief? I think the circumstances will be easier to understand if we use Mr. Thief. So you really want to help me out that much? Fine. I'm not really sure how this all works, but you get on with it. I hate being bossed around by this guy, but to arrive at the truth, I'll do it. Stop acting as you please. The goddess of law has no need of your power. Wait, what? I have no need to just solve the crime with technology. No, we are going to bring rulers and protractors and do it the right way. I knew she was Satan, she's using math. Don't be such a stick in the mud, Courtney Pie. We have approval of the prosecutor in charge, so what's the problem? Could it be there's something the PIC doesn't want us to find out? That's none of your concern. If you insist on participating in the investigation, then let me check if you're qualified by asking you a question. What is she planning? Who set off the poison gas? If you can answer me that, I'll allow you to work with us. Well then, Miles. The person who opened the Pisces case and set off the gas, or Pisces. When you think about it, about the circumstances, there's only one person it could have been. Yes, considering the circumstances that I totally remember from the last time I played this game a week ago. It's clear who it was. I don't know. So give me your answer. Who set off the poison gas? You! Just put it on her. It was the best. I actually don't remember, guys. I'm super sorry. I'm thinking it's either Dane or Catherine. Because it's possible that Dane himself set it off. You know what? I don't really have much on Catherine and her whereabouts. All I know is that she went to the security area or something like that. So I'm gonna put my bet on him. There was no one in the Autumn Palace other than the victim, Dane Gustavia. It's hard to believe it could have been anyone but him. It seems that way. Very well, I'll allow you to participate this time. Yay, I get to play in the investigation box. However, if I feel you are a hindrance, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. What I don't understand is why the victim opened that case. So, Mr. Edgeworth, what shall I recreate? Based on the information we've gathered so far, let's recreate the scene before the gas. Got it! Good thing it's so easy to do. Ah, don't scare me like that. So this is the true power of Sir Thief. Let's investigate the Pisces sculpture post-haste. There's frozen normalium on the lid of the Pisces sculpture's glass case. It's frozen so thick you can't even open the lid. On the actual glass case, the lid was heavily cracked. It was like someone had it out for the Pisces sculpture, sir. Do you have any idea how it came to be cracked like this? Well, the damage didn't seem to have come from outside of the glass case, sir. I see, so the inside of the case was below freezing point, and the case had developed cracks. There are no signs of external damage. From this we can deduce... below freezing? Like Mr. Edgeworth's cold stare. And cracked? Like Mr. Edgeworth's furrowed brow. Thermal fracturing! The cold glass case was heated from the outside, causing it to crack. But why did thermal fracturing occur here, and what caused it? I'm giving him, like, a half, like, Snake Raiden voice thing at this point, because Ray has to have some kind of voice. Inside the thermally fractured glass case, there was a frozen normalium. Oh, that means you probably thought of something, Miles. Oh, this is gonna be a weird voice. It's gonna be kind of hard to get used to. Oh, boy. Indeed, I have. I know how Mr. Gustavia was able to open the glass case. What? How can you possibly know something I don't? I'd say the things he does know are in the minority. Hey, aren't you going to let me know? How did... Oh, wait, the best is saying that. How did Dane Gustavia open the glass case? Isn't it funny that I can talk through your head, Edgeworth? Wait, what? Wait, what? Edgeworth's just, like, screaming, scratching at his head. Get out of my head. Okay. How did he open the case? If it was open from the inside, my idea is since the fluorescent cloth has a wire attached to it, that he pulled on the wire and that caused the top to come off. Take that. That's my idea, though. Mr. Gustavia used this to open the case. Justine. Do not worry, Sebastian. I cannot understand it either. I'm certain no one but Mr. Edgeworth is able to comprehend such logic. Ah! It can't be this. The fractured case and the frozen normalium. The cause of the thermal fracturing must tie these two together. Your explanation isn't the best, then don't bother giving it to me. How did Dane Gustavia open the glass case? Okay, it's the burner. My thing is, since it said it cracked from the inside or whatever, I thought maybe the glass case was closed and the wire from the fluorescent cloth was outside of the case. So he pulled up on it and that caused it to crack a little or something like that. It's unclear. This gas burner that was found in the Autumn Palace shows signs of recent use. I believe this was the cause of the thermal fracturing in the Pisces sculpture glass case. A gas burner? Why would he use something like that? Ah, I got it. The lid was frozen shut, so he used the burner to melt the ice. Indeed, Kay. Gold star for you. Yay, gold star. Sir, how come you haven't given me any gold stars? Gumshoe, you haven't earned a gold star since the day you were born. I just had a late start. I'm still the best, you know? Late start? You didn't even understand a single thing, did you? Well, that's just because Mr. Edgeworth's explanation was too hard to follow. He used too big of words. Okay, why don't you update the little thief so that he can understand it? If you say so. Right, let's restart the recreation. I'm adding so many people to my kill list now that you guys are all seeing this. Wow, he's really short. Like, seriously, he's only half of Gumshoe's size, although I do suppose Gumshoe is gigantic. The victim, Dane Gustavia, was the only one to enter the Autumn Palace. If he used the gas burner, then the normalium in the glass case would have melted. And then? The melted normalium would have come into contact with the fatalium inside the case. And created a genie, and produced the poison gas. The moment Mr. Gustavia opened the lid, he would have begun to inhale the gas. He managed to drag himself out to the fountain patio just before his strength ran out. So he inhaled the glass when he opened the lid. It seems he finally understands. But why did Mr. Gustavia open the glass? Okay, this is gonna work. I'm just going to go with the voice I was going with before. Open the glass case of the Pisces sculpture. The victim's goal that I do not yet know. Perhaps he had the same reason as Uncle Ray. Maybe he actually came to see the Winter Palace, not the Autumn one. Uncle Ray also thought that this was the Winter Palace at first. Oh, you too, Ray? I actually thought so too. It looks just like Icy's room from 18 years ago. It's even got the same exact plants in front of the door. It seems everyone involved with the IS-7 incident made the same mistake. It is imperative that we investigate the real Winter Palace immediately. I should suggest that to Mr. DeBest. I get it now. Yeah, that's how it was. Huh? Did you think of something? Yes, something abso-smartalicious. That is not a word. The victim committed suicide. He thought he would look refined if he died in an art gallery. Have you even been listening? Well, if you're as smart as me, just hearing half the story will be enough. Sebastian, I'll explain it from the top later. Top? That means best, right? Alright, I'll leave it to you. He's such an idiot. Yes, it would be best just to let Judge Courtney handle him. That aside, don't you have some information to inform everyone of? Ah, I totally forgot. What are you talking about? Well, we did a little checking on that pharmacist. We, meaning me, the best, prosecutor subordinate. That's not something to brag about. Just shut up, you. Quiet down and listen. Suicide is, off the table for now, yeah? That's because, in short, that pharmacist is the culprit. She set up the gas as a trap. No! It's a terrible shame. This pharmacist. How could one in the profession of saving lives stoop to extinguishing them? Huh? Well, what are you saying? I would never do such a thing. Mr. DeBest, do you have a basis for these accusations? Of course. This is my basis. Her pharmacist license. It would permit her to handle Megatoxin X, right? And its active ingredient, Fatalium, was one of the components of the poison gas. Exactly. That chemical is almost impossible for ordinary people to obtain. But that pharmacist is another story altogether. It wasn't me. You got it all wrong. And that's not all. A bottle of Megatoxin X was found in the victim's pocket. Seriously, why are you carrying this shit around? Doesn't make any sense. And on the bottle, we found clear fingerprints. Yours. You and the curator took the victim to the infirmary, right? That would have given you the perfect opportunity to plant the bottle on him. That's... You are the only pharmacist on the premises who could have brought, or who could have handled Megatoxin X. Furthermore, as the curator of this art gallery, you're an acquaintance of hers. You would have had access to the gallery at the time in order to prepare the poison gas trap. But please wait. That Megatoxin X was stolen. Trying to lie your way out of this won't go well with me. We have the same exact voice. It's true. Look, I've got the proof right here in my bag. What is she searching for? Not this. Oh, that's her. Not this either. I remember seeing cloth like that recently. Ah, here. Please take a look at this. It's some sort of paper. What's it say? April 1st. Theft report accepted. Stolen items. Megatoxin X. That's April Fool's, though. This is a thief. This is a thief report? A theft report acceptance certificate. What even is that? What? Yeah, see, truth is, 1 week ago, my Megatoxin X was stolen. 1 week ago? That means you didn't have it with you today. Yeah, see, that bottle you just found is probably the one that was stolen from me. I normally carry that bottle of Megatoxin X in my bag at all times. Even though I often forget to keep it locked up. Well, I mean, that doesn't exactly prove it, though. I mean, just because you have that certificate, does that mean that the theft was completely proven? Or is that just something saying that you reported a stolen item to the police and they went, yeah, sure, it's probably stolen because drugs. I would never even think about mixing it with Normalium. But, why in the world would you carry such a dangerous substance on your person? Well, you never know when those things will appear. Those creatures that infest the kitchen, striking fear into the heart of a lady, right? Although if you had rolled up a newspaper, you could just squash them with one blow. Oh my goodness. After it rained, I found a roach in my recording area earlier, and I was just like, you're going, and before I knew it, it was like out the window. Justine, what do we do now? Well then, can we really accept this theft report? Let's ask for confirmation. That should clearly tell us whether or not she's lying. Right. Well then, I'll just call and confirm it. It looks like Miss Delicious isn't the culprit. Indeed. If she really did set up the poison gas as a trap, I don't believe she would do it in the way that incriminates her the most. So Miles, who do you think is the culprit? Predicting the actions of the victim would require a fair amount of advanced planning. And there's only one person here capable of that. Huh? Uncle Ray would like to know too. Who do you suspect? The best, obviously. He is a master of strategy and a genius tactician that even I cannot stand up to. Really? You think that highly? Pfft, no. The one who stole the Megatoxin X and prepared the room in advance was... No, it was Kate, wasn't it? It was this person. Probably. I see. Miles, you're feeling tired, aren't you? Instead of an alarm clock, let me tell you a funny story from when you were small. During your second year of grade school, you were as tired as you are right now. I'm awake. Please don't say anymore. Oh, I kind of wanted to hear the rest of that. Someone who could predict the victim's actions and could prepare in advance. I actually want to hear the rest of that story, too. It's Catherine, isn't it?
Take that!
It had to be the curator of the Zodiac Art Gallery, Miss Catherine Hall. However, I still don't have any evidence that she is the criminal yet. I see. She is. The way he said that just now sounded like he had been expecting it. Good job, Miles, as expected from Uncle Ray's future apprentice. I have no intention of becoming your apprentice. And now I will announce the results of my verification. I can confirm that her theft report was indeed accepted. Therefore, it's a little too early to come to a decision. That means your logic was completely faulty. You're wrong. My real performance is still to come. Really? And how do you plan to proceed with your investigation? That's... First, we need to speak with the curator. And after that... well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Sebastian, Mr. Gustavia may have had business in the Winter Palace. I believe we should send an investigator there as well. Oh, that's good too. Detective Gumshoe, I investigate the Winter Palace at once. Got it, sir. Justine, let's go talk to the curator. Yes, let us proceed. We should go and listen to what Miss Hull has to say as well. April 2nd, 1:35 p.m., Zodiac Art Gallery. Okay, so that was only stolen yesterday. Alright, I want you guys to listen to what the curator has to say. Mr. DeBest, weren't you going to go and talk to her yourself? Nah, that's a job for my subordinates. All I have to do is wait for their report. I'm the best prosecutor after all. Such arrogance. Well, this is anticlimactic. I'm just gonna chill for a bit. Huh? What's that in the fountain? Ah! What's in the fountain? Oh my god! A dead body? Oh, again? Already? For some reason, I just knew it wouldn't be an Ace Attorney case without a dead body. I mean, I know there are cases that don't have dead bodies to them, but that's very few and far in between. Actually, is there even? Wow, there's a dead body in the fountain. What is the meaning of this? Well, who's that? Someone gonna look? Silence, everyone! Forensics! Identify this body at once! It's terrible, pal. Please be quiet, detective. The ice sculptures in the Winter Palace. They're gone? Oh, they melted. They've all melted, Pa? Pal? I thought it said Pa. Like, what is he saying? What? 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 I'd like to know who that is, though. That's the most important thing here. What's going on here? There are 2 victims now. This is all just like 18 years ago. Once again, the ice sculptures have melted. Again? And everyone related to the incident 18 years ago is gathered here now. This is no mere coincidence. Don't you think so, Miles? Yes. The key to finding the truth of this case lies in the IS-7 incident. This is what I believe. That's right, Uncle Ray thinks so too. Looks like it's time once again for Uncle Ray to tell you all about the IS-7 incident. I really don't... Okay, guess that's where we're going. I'm actually very interested to see where the IS-7 incident goes. I'm very interested to go back to Gregory and see his way of solving the case. I'm sure it's going to be very similar to Edgeworth, but he doesn't have the whole logic chess thing, because Gregory does not look like a chess man, so... The IS-7 incident, 18 years ago, Gregory Edgeworth's last case. That looks like the same exact person. Isaac Dover was murdered at the venue of a dessert contest, and his body was discovered in the chocolate treasure chest made by Jeff Master. The victim died from blood loss after being struck in the head with a rock salt lamp. The The murder weapon was found hidden inside Alicia's candy castle. Well, obviously she wasn't guilty, and the only one that isn't here is Jeff Masters, but... Oh, that's right, we're defending him. What am I saying? Does that mean they even found anyone who could be guilty? Because I don't remember anyone in that case that's not just walking around right now. Then in the victim's room where no one had searched yet. All of Dover's sherbet sculptures had melted. Yeah, flashback time. More Gregory investigations. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room have melted. Due to that, Prosecutor Von Karma immediately drove us away from the scene. How are we gonna investigate now? What's with all that defense attorneys out? Von Karma's methods are deplorable. Well, investigating the crime scene is supposed to be the police's job after all. But you gotta admit, Von Karma's methods are way out of line. Defense attorneys and the police should work together to discover the truth. Raymond, you must realize that not everyone shares the same view as us. Should one expose the truth for the sake of justice or simply accept things as they appear? Everyone has their own view on what is right and what is wrong. Even if that means convicting an innocent man. Both ourselves and the police are only human, and as humans we all make mistakes. It is for this reason that we defense attorneys exist, so that those who are alone and helpless can have an ally on their side. An ally on their side? If we cannot investigate, shouldn't we just find some other way to help? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, I still have much to learn. You're still young, so you'll have many opportunities to learn. Right, I'll do my best. You're such a kiss-ass, Ray. Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields, would you like to take a brief respite? Oh, it's the same candies that Delicia had. I know it's not much, but please, eat these. Wow, thank you. I don't even know what respite means. Mr. Master's favorite food, handmade by Miss Hull, very sweet and quite misshapen. Let's eat. I appreciate getting some sugar into my system, but these are a little too sweet. And it's a little misshapen, too. I'm terribly sorry. Does it not suit your tastes? Not at all, it's deliciously sweet. Thank you so very much. But making sweets isn't really my forte. Huh? You made this chocolate, Kate? Yes, chocolate is Monsieur Master's favorite food, but I'm still not that good at it, so I need him to instruct me. Are they, like, together? That's what I'm wondering. They seem like they would be an awesome couple. I envy Master Jeff. He can see Kate's handmade sweets whenever he wants. Did you say something? No, it's nothing. This is so sweet in more ways than one. Miss Hull, you seem very dedicated to your work. Without my work, I wouldn't even have the right to be here. What do you mean? When I was a child, I was abandoned. Monsieur Master took me in. Huh? Wait, how old are each of you? One snowy Christmas Eve, I was left on the doorstep of his mansion. I owe Monsieur Master my life. He became like a father. Okay, they're not together in that way. Never mind. I just assumed since they did that show together, it was like, oh, it's a couple thing, but I guess it's actually like a father-daughter thing, which is still pretty rad. And so to repay his kindness, I want to continue working for him. Kate, you're incredible. I've lived a long life, yet that brought tears even to my eyes. Today, Christmas Eve has finally arrived once more, but it looks like I won't be able to give him the present I prepared. I would do anything if it meant saving Monsieur Master. If there's any way I could be of service to you, please ask. Yes, I appreciate that. Well then, do you happen to know anything about the victim, Isaac Dover? I don't really know much about Monsieur Dover, but I have a photo of the desserts he made for the contest finals. This is certainly a splendid piece of work. Yes, with this exquisite beauty, it's truly a work of art. It's crafted so intricately that you almost forget it's made of sherbet. It seems Monsieur Master was also fond of Monsieur Dover's work as well. Wow, these are the Taurus and Gemini constellations. I know you guys were saying it was Gemini and not Gemini. I know it's Gemini, but I've always pronounced it Gemini, but if it bothers you a bit, I'll pronounce it Gemini. Do you know a lot about constellations, Raymond? Of course. There's so much romance in the constellations. For example, take the club, lyre, and the arrow held by Gemini here. These come from... Huh? No strings on his lyre. Did Mr. Dover make a mistake in his sculpting? It's hard to think that he would make a mistake like that. Huh. I thought you said you didn't know that much about him. I just sort of felt that way somehow. It appears she's hiding something from us. Miss Hall, did you take this photograph yourself? Yes, I took it with this instant camera. Isn't this new grand technology super sweet? Man, I've never seen anything like that. Honestly, I'm kind of worried some people who are watching this video right now have never held one of those cameras. Although, to be honest, when I was little, and I still don't really care about cameras, but I mainly just wasted film on them. I've never been a photographer type person. It develops pictures instantly. It is one of my greatest treasures. Wow, I would love to see it in action. Well then, why don't you take a picture right now? Yay, let's have our picture taken, Miss Edgeworth. Or Mr. Edgeworth. Let's just call her Miss Edgeworth. Wait, what about his wife? Did it... I don't remember. What about Edgeworth's mom? Was that anything to do with the incident? It's been so long. Sure, I don't mind. I'm confident in my hairstyle today. Alright, I'm taking the picture. Say cheese. Here, it's developed. A present from me to you, Monsieur Shields. Wow, thank you so much. That's such a great camera. It's the only camera in this mansion. Unfortunately, its convenience comes at a cost. There are no negatives. No negatives, huh? Is this the same camera Mr. Master used during the contest? Yes, you are well informed. While he made his desserts, Monsieur Master photographed his work. After that, he took photos of all the other competitors' works. Was he taking photos at the time the body was found? The body was discovered during the judging, was it not? Monsieur Master intended to take photos of everyone's room, but after he photographed Gustavia's room, he ran out of film. Monsieur Master asked me to change film in the camera. It seemed that the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film. Seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. Well, he told me himself it might have just been a mistake, though. Was it really just a mistake? I retrieved more film from the main building and went back to the fountain patio. And it was then that I heard the sound of something breaking in Monsieur Master's room. And then she discovered murder! Monsieur Master, are you in here? Eek. And that's when I found Monsieur Dover's body in Monsieur Master's room. It was so terrible. I was really shaken up. Before I spoke to anyone else, I called the police. This camera, I've kept it with me ever since. I see. If it's alright with you, would you mind lending me your camera in that photo? Sure, I don't mind at all. Here you go. Thank you very much. Instant camera added to the court record. Dover Sherbert Salon added to the court record. Oh, it's Bad. Detective Bad, Miss Delicious, is the investigation over already? He said he had no more use for me and kicked me out. Manny, that meanie, what a rude thing to say. It was probably to ensure that you wouldn't eat any more of the crime scene. So, Detective Bad, did you get kicked out too? It seems Von Karma thought I was getting in the way. He won't let me investigate. Why would he prohibit his own detective from investigating? but we know just about all there is to know about the crime scene. Right now, he's talking to Gustavia in Dover's room. Why does he need to speak to Mr. Gustavia? We heard from Hull that Gustavia was seen entering the victim's room. Mr. Gustavia? Yes, I saw him entering Dover's room, and it seems like he was trying to avoid being seen. Although I had no idea what he did in there. He is currently under suspicion for melting Dover's sherbet. Just why did Mr. Gustavia enter that room? I also have a photo of Dover's room here if you need it. I'll let you take a look at it. What? Why would you do that for us? You still don't get it, kid. I'm saying I want to help you guys in order to discover the truth of this case. Detective Bad. Is that alright, Detective Bad? Won't Von Karma chew you out again? I have no intention of becoming Von Karma's lapdog. If you won't let me investigate, I'll just do as I like. Getting tied up in stupid rules will only bind you to the truth. Or blind you, not bind you. You want to be binded. I mean, I'm not into that, but you know what I mean. Isn't that right, Attorney Edgeworth? Yeah, whatever you say. Of course, Detective Bad, I thank you. This is amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Now we've got Detective Bad on our side. I don't really get what's going on, but I'm glad you guys are all friends now. I'm grateful that he'll lend us his strength. Well then, can we see the photo now? Right. Sorry guys, my throat's super sore. After not having, like, talked into a microphone for a while, it's actually kind of straining on me already. This is the current state of Dover's room. Wow, the sherbet is completely melted. The room is drenched in a light blue liquid. We should compare this with a photo Miss Hull took. Did the sherbet melt because the power cord was pulled out? Yeah, because it was pulled. All of the refrigerated glass cases lost power completely. Looks like all the power cords are connected to one socket. Do you have any idea when the cord was pulled out? No. It's still under investigation at the moment. What a waste of a beautiful sherbet. Honestly, had I known it would end up like this, I would have eaten even more of the stuff. Did Mr. Dover's sherbet taste that good? Oh, yes, the sherbet was most delicious. Really? I wish I could have eaten some too. There's one piece that was so salty I couldn't eat it. Salty? It's right here in this photo. It was the part of that lyre. That's the lyre from the Jimny constellation. Oh, you snuck a bite from the lyre? That's why the strings are missing. Oh, wait a second. So, that's why the strings are missing all the way back then? What does that say about now? Now that would mean that she didn't have any interest in it at all because she knew it was too salty and wouldn't eat it, meaning that they're gone now for a very different reason from back then. Fee? I've never heard that. Fee, I could never have eaten that much. It was way too salty. Delicia's testimony added to the court record. Oh, she didn't even eat all of it. One part of the sherbet tasted different. That's rather curious. Did someone other than her also take a bite out of it? Do you notice anything else? Now that you mention it, I see sherbet... Wait, sculptures had these strange markings on them. They had 2 letters carved into them. Wait a minute. There. It looks something like this. PH. It's a chemical makeup for something, is it not? An alphabet signature, it can't be. Oh, I thought that was like a chemical compound. I knew it. I just knew that Monsieur Dover made this lyre. He wasn't one to make Did she just get shorter in that, or is that just the pose? I think it's just the pose, but it looked kind of weird. It looked like she got a little shorter. He isn't one to make mistakes in his sculptures, after all. Miss Hall, it's been troubling me for a while, but... Do you know something about Mr. Dover? Wait, she just immediately goes to a nervous dance. Huh? Well, why would I know something about Monsieur Dover? You seem quite attached to Mr. Dover's handiwork. In fact, you're doing a poker dance right in front of me. That's just because the sculptures are great. Great works of art. Well, now I can tell you're lying because you're breakdancing. How did you even learn to do that? It's natural. Everyone in France can do this. No, I believe that his works are very special to you in particular. How do you know that? Because you have changed to square dancing. Please stick to one dance. This is really weird. There is a piece of evidence that we believe belongs to Mr. Dover. And it happens to share a common feature with another piece of evidence. Please show me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Two pieces of evidence share something in common. Two pieces of evidence that point to Mr. Dover. Let's start by presenting the first one. Two pieces of evidence that connect to Mr. Dover. What would those two things be? Oh, it's the signet crest. I forgot about this. There's that. And now the second piece of evidence which shares a common feature is... I don't know. The key? No. The lamp? Oh, hey, I can examine some of this stuff. Woo! Okay, no, I guess I can't actually turn it. The lamp has nothing to do with it. Contest? No. Jeff's teapot? No. The hell is it? Found near the body of the crime scene. Does the design hold any special meaning? Only key? No, that has nothing to do with it. No, that's just finger marks. I'm kind of leaning towards the teapot here. I don't know. The fake desserts? No, that has to do with Delicia. What could it be? I'm very reluctant to present anything else. Because I know that's one, which is what we just found, which has a similar shape to that. I still just have to look at everything I can look at. It's nuts how many of these things have 3D models to them. Can I turn these somehow? How did I just do that? Oh, hey, I can. I see nothing related to anything. Just because it's hexagonal doesn't mean anything. Teapot? Teapot doesn't have any. What is that? How do I zoom? I need to zoom. Aha! I feel like such a smart person right now, even though I bet this was incredibly obvious and I probably should have seen it earlier, and I forgot about it. There's an engraving on the bottom. It says PH. It's the initials of the creator, Pierre Hoquet. Or Hoquet. Miss Hall and Mr. Master seem to be a big fan of his works. Initials, huh? If it were mine, it'd be RS. Why don't you try carving your initials on your own belongings? Take that! I love that. Delicia saw 2 letters of the alphabet. They were probably used as Mr. Dover's signature. Just as an artist who would sign their name on their works. Right. Oi, remember now? Icy sherbet sculptures had PH carved into them. I'm sure of it. PH. Those aren't Isaac Dover's initials, though. No. But we found this seal at the scene of the crime. It had probably fallen out of the late Mr. Dover's pocket. If you had pressed this seal into something, it would mark the letters PH. Also, the very same PH symbol is also engraved into this teapot, which I am absolutely surprised I found. The same symbol? This teapot was made by the sculptor Pierre Hoquet. In other words, this PH is the signature of Pierre Hoquet. Miss Hall, you know about this signature all too well, don't you? Yes, Monsieur Hoquet's works always bear that signature. He never shows himself in public. His signature is used to identify his works. No way. Are you saying Pierre Hoquet is... Seems Detective Bad has also realized Isaac Dover's true identity. To Miss Hall, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. That's because his true identity was... a fan of sculpture. Yeah, a fan of sculptures. A sculptor. That's right. Mr. Dover's true identity was a sculptor, Pierre Hoquet. Man, I swear every single discovery I make, we're just getting farther away from any actual answers. What? Mr. Dover was a sculptor? Things like signatures can be faked. If you have the original designs, can you really use that just as proof that he was a sculptor? No, but what's important here is that Miss Hull thought he was. As for having his real identity, I'll leave that to the police. I get it. I'll have the boys check up on it. As I expected from you, Gregory Edgeworth. You knew Mr. Dover's real identity all along, didn't you? Yes. Why didn't you tell me? When I discovered the body, I noticed the seal. I knew from that moment he was Pierre Hoquet, the man I greatly admired. Thinking that this would be his final posthumous work, I couldn't just sit still. Oh, so she tried to hide his identity. So that's why you entered Dover's room. Huh? What did you say? When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room? That was... Perhaps this was taken during the judging. Objection! That's strange. I thought you said the camera ran out of film during the judging. Before Mr. Master entered Dover's room, you were the one in possession of the camera. Wasn't that why you were able to take the photo when you discovered the body? Yes, that's right. The only photos you took with the new film were of Dover's room and the body. If that's the case, a new contradiction comes to light. Another one? The piece of evidence that contradicts the two photos Miss Hull took is... What? I don't actually know. What is it? Don't say this so surefire, Gregory. I know nothing of your plans. Is it just the instant camera? Is it just the instant camera, the fact that she said she didn't have film? Is that it? Develops photos instantly. Has the capacity for 20 photos, but there's only film for 3 more. I guess just the fact that she has lied about the camera? But that is my instant camera. You've already handed the photos of Dover's room and the body to myself and the police. That reminds me, didn't you also take the photo of me and Mr. Edgeworth just now? The film used in this camera can take up to 20 photos. Oh, yeah, that's what she said. Because she only had 3 photos left. That means that she took 2 photos after he had told her that there are only 3 left. Which means she just took 2 right now. Or 2 before that. And 1 right now, meaning it should not be able to take another photo. Which leaves 14 photos unaccounted for. Exactly what were they used to photograph? Ugh. Please show us all the photos you took. We'll be able to discern your actions from these photos. I'm so sorry. I have told a terrible lie. Don't tell me. All the remaining shots are of Isaac Dover's room. My deepest apologies. Seems they're all shots of the ice sculptures from various angles. So when these were taken, the sculptures had not melted yet. But that means the one who caused them to melt was you. Yes. I'm positive that I melted them. You're positive? Is that what she said, that she melted them? I'm an aficionado of the sculptor Pierre Hoquet, who was actually Monsieur Dover. Before the authorities could defile his final masterpieces during their investigation, I thought I should preserve them through photographs, hence I entered his room. In that case, why did all the ice melt? It's probably because... as I was taking the pictures, I became entranced with his works. And it seemed that my foot accidentally got caught in the power cord, unplugging it. Accidentally, you say? I did not notice the power cord at the time. I would have imagined that I would be the cause of those ice sculptures melting. Could the truth really be that simple? However, I cannot say with certainty that she is lying. I'm so sorry to have caused you all so much trouble. As long as you are telling the truth, there's no need to apologize. That's right. Don't sweat it, Kate, even though you probably shouldn't have lied to the police. Thank you very much. Edgeworth. Here, take this picture. Do what you want with it. Dover Sherbert's Law and updated in the court record. What now? Oh, it's just Von Karma. You meddling fools still haven't given up yet, have you? No matter how long you wait, I have no intention of allowing a defense attorney to investigate. No matter? If we can't investigate, we'll find the truth through some other method. Always ready with a comeback. Well, do try your best. Excuse me, Monsieur von Karma. The truth is, it was I who melted the ice sculptures in Monsieur Dover's room. What? What is the meaning of this, you clod? I am truly sorry, both of you and Monsieur Gustavia. Oof, do not be concerned about me. Sir von Karma has already recognized that I had no hand in this act. That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia? Oh, well that was because... Objection. Silence, ignoramus. You are not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information. Catherine Hall, you're coming with me. You're under suspicion of being complicit in the murder. No. I shall be interrogating you personally. You best prepare yourself. Very well. No, please wait. I still have some questions I want to ask her. I do not care for your sorry plight in the least. Come on. We will listen to the Blue Badger theme on repeat for 24 hours straight. If I do not have answers, we're going for another 72 hours. Bad, Gustavia, while I'm at it, you as well, Scones. I have plenty of questions for you all. Understood. Why, while I'm at it, he says, the nerve. He just took everyone away with him. Now back to having no friends, just how it used to be. Yes, even if we stay here, I don't think we'll be able to investigate any further today. Let's take our leave for now. It has already grown rather late. I hope the snow has stopped by now. Sounds good. Is that his stomach? I'm starving anyway. Let's stop somewhere for hamburgers then, before my stomach joins the chorus. You can't find an empty stomach after all. They even loved hamburgers back then. Quote unquote. We'll need to report back to Mr. Master with our findings first thing tomorrow. Is there gonna be another dead body? I swear every time we wait a day in an Ace Attorney game, it's like, oh, you waited, too bad, 5 more people are dead. Sorry, you could have done better, but you didn't. Anyways, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry if any of the audio for this episode does come out a little weird. I do have a new setup, and I'm trying to test everything, but once I do, it'll all be perfect. And I thank you guys for waiting for me to recover, I guess, mentally? Not that I was, like, mentally disturbed or anything, but I kind of explained this earlier. Recover mentally and recover with my audio setup. Thank you guys for watching. It means a ton. If you like the video, please leave a like. It helps out a lot. And if you want to become a member of the Dust Brigade, just click subscribe. Thank you, and see you on the next one. Raiden out.